Hey guys, today I'm going to review another roller coaster. This is Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens Tampa. This is a Intamin launch coaster, and I'm going to give my full thoughts on it. But first, let's start with the statistics, shall we? It has a height of 102 feet. It has a speed of 60 miles per hour. It's manufactured by Intamin. It opened on May 27, 2011. It has one inversion. It has durations of 3 minutes 30 seconds, which this is such a long ride. I'll get to that soon. And it does pull 4 Gs. So, what makes Cheetah Hunt so great in my opinion? Well, Cheetah Hunt is like a combination of family coaster and a thrill coaster. It kind of has both. It looks like a major thrill ride, but it's actually a family coaster. But I have to say, this is probably the best family coaster I have ridden at the moment. It is a very enjoyable roller coaster. So, the pros of this ride, the ride overall, the ride is just so long. You feel like you're going forever on this roller coaster. It's insane how long this ride is. Like, when you think it's over, no, there's more. It is crazy long. One of the longest coasters I've ridden. Not quite as long as, the rides like the Beast or Dragon Mountain, but this one's definitely up there. Up there with, Fury 325 and stuff. Excuse the cough, I'm still kind of coughing. But anyhow. So yeah, also has some pretty good airtime as well. There's one moment where you're like, oh, you get some good ejector. Now this ride does not have any floater air; it's all ejector. And this ride isn't about the airtime. This ride's mainly about variety, and that's what I think Cheetah Hunt does well at is variety. It has a variety of elements, which I think is great. Plus, if you're on a sky ride, you can get some very photogenic shots of this ride. If you're lucky, it might even fly by over you, which I've experienced that before. I've gone on the sky ride while Cheetah flew over us. I think it was in one of my vlogs for Busch Gardens. So you could go check that out. I think it was September 16th, 2017, I think it was that vlog. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember seeing that happen and filming it. So I thought it was pretty cool. And but yeah, I remember they had to close the sky ride just to build this coaster and then reopen it. I think that's pretty interesting. It's probably due to safety, though, and all. So I can kind of see why they did that, but I just think it's interesting. Plus, also this ride is pretty smooth overall. Now, it's not the smoothest coaster I've ridden. It definitely, over the years, it has started to develop a rattle. If you can see on my on a video where I filmed myself on the ride, you can hear a very noticeable rattle, which seemed probably the worst rattle I've had on Cheetah Hunt from that ride, actually. It's still a pretty smooth coaster, but it's not the smoothest. I think the smoothest ride in the park is Cobra's Curse or Montu. But yeah, also the launches are very fun. My favorite launch is the second launch. Oh my gosh, that element is so cool. And yeah, even the theming is neat with this ride. It has some great theming. Not the best theming. I'd say it has the second best theming in the park, just behind Cobra's Curse. But yeah, so some of the things that suck with Cheetah Hunt, it's only really one thing. Or a couple things. The restraints. These are the outdated plastic restraints, which I'm not crazy of. I mean, I don't think they're that bad, but it's just something I notice. I'd rather have the soft Intamin restraints. But I don't think they're that bad. Some people hate these restraints. I don't think I hate them. And then also, this thing has a lot of downtime. Cheetah Hunt, I mean, of course it's an Intamin, so what do you expect? But Cheetah Hunt tends to break down quite a bit. So let's get to the ride. So first up, you start off with a launch. And you launch about maybe 30 miles per hour or so. Then you enter this very slow section. And one time I actually saw a rollback. Yes, it is possible to see a rollback on Cheetah Hunt. Very rare, but I saw it. And it was very crazy. It was actually my most recent visit to Busch Gardens because it was cold out. So then you go through a little bit of a trench, and then you enter the second launch into the iconic figure 8 element. So you go through that. It's very breezy at this point. When you're at the top, it's very breezy. You get some good airtime when you're going to the top. So then you spiral a few, and then you enter a big 130-foot drop, which you get some good airtime if you're in the back. And then afterwards, you go through this weird, I'm not sure if I can really describe it as airtime element. It's kind of weird. And yeah, I remember Coaster Studios was vlogging, or Taylor was vlogging about this, and he said that the laterals on this thing look insane, but you don't really get any laterals. And then you enter a right turn and you go through this inversion. Let me just say, you get some very good hang time through this inversion. You go through it very slowly. Probably not like Tempesto, but it's pretty slow element. It's really cool. So then you enter the water section. And this section, oh my gosh, it is so cool. It's such a cool section. And then you start gliding through like the waves, like whoosh 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 whoosh. You kind of like fly through like left to right, left to right. It's swooping through it. It's really cool. And then you hit the third launch, which was about like 50 miles per hour. And then you enter a airtime moment. Then you enter like an S bend. I'm not sure. Yeah, S bend, like S curve. Very much what you see on Hollywood Riptide Rocket. Then you kind of breathe a little to the left, then to the right, and then you kind of jerk your way into the final brake run. Now that's another thing I don't like, is the final turn to the brake run's kind of jerky. But it's easily forgivable because you just have this big smile on your face as you get off Cheetah Hunt. And yeah, that's how good Cheetah Hunt is. And plus, this is a very photogenic coaster, so that's always a plus. And yeah, it even has some good theming too. So overall, what do I think of Cheetah Hunt? Cheetah Hunt is a great roller coaster. Is it my favorite at Busch Gardens? Definitely not. I think SheiKra, Montu, and Kumba deliver better rides in my opinion. But this is definitely one of the best rides at Busch Gardens. So overall, what am I giving Cheetah Hunt? Cheetah Hunt deserves an 8 out of 10 for this. And that is a pretty reasonable score. Cheetah Hunt is just a very enjoyable coaster. Will it blow you away? It actually might, I will say that. But I've ridden this coaster more than once. I've ridden this coaster a lot. And it just probably doesn't blow me away as much as it used to, like when I first rode it. But this ride is really cool. It's just a family coaster, but it's a special ride to me. It's just I think it's like this is a coaster for everyone. For thrill seekers and families. So, if you go to Busch Gardens, should you ride this coaster? I'd say yes. It is a great coaster. Now, try to hit this ride first because it does tend to get the longest line in the park. Busch Gardens is one of my home parks, and from what I've known, what I've like observed and stuff, this ride and Cobra's Curse both usually get the longest lines. Alright, that's a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, it's worth it at the end. It is a great ride. So that'll do it for this review. What do you guys think of Cheetah Hunt? Hit me up in the comments below. Write down your opinions on Cheetah Hunt in the comments. Subscribe for more videos and more content. Also, don't forget to check out the playlist for more reviews on this YouTube channel. Catch y'all next time. Have a theme-tacular day.